Good evening, Crash Clinic. Here we are, 2023. Happy New Year, everyone. We are back. I did pop on and say I'm going to try and get back every Tuesday evening again so we can start talking about our industry. One thing I have totally forgot is I forgot to promote tonight. So a big mistake by me, but there you go. It's been I've been off for quite some months, so I will gradually roll back into the flow of things again. So big apologies, of course, for forgetting to tell everyone we're going live. But anyway, we are live, so this will be obviously on some platforms for anyone to catch up on some later dates. You can probably hear I've got a little bit of a cold again. So yeah, it'll be quite a quick one tonight, and then we'll start getting each week a little bit more in depth. I am away next Tuesday, but I will try and see if I can still go live. So I want to try and bring you some content every week. And what I've decided, of course, I've had a lot of changes in my life, a lot of things have happened. And I've decided I'm going to cut through all the bullshit of this industry, I'm afraid. I've been in it a long time, since I was 19. And I've had some horrific stories, which I did say I'm going to explain one. I'm going to tell you about one tonight. You may or may not even believe the story. It is that it sounds far-fetched, but it's not. It's a true story, something that horrified me many years ago. And it's just something I want to share with you guys, because Crash Clinic is all about us coming together, of course, sharing stories, sharing information. Information is key to this industry. It's key to us repairers. And, you know, last year I was doing everything I can to bring us all together. And we got very close to just having our first meeting, of course. I got a lot going on in my life, unfortunately, just at that time. And obviously had some horrific news. So that's all gone by the by. And we're back. We're going to, and I'm back with, like I say, it's going to be a no-bull kind of year for me, because I want, this industry has many problems. We've got to attack them, and I've had enough of them. So I'm ready to attack them. And I'm going to explain that to you, because some of these problems, the excess problems, and the way we get bullied and abused by insurers. Now, insurers, if you're watching this, I'm here. Brett, how you doing? Great to have you, mate, and thanks for joining in again. Considering I didn't promote this, I totally forgot. I normally put it on my page to let everyone know, but again, it's back to normal. We are here every Tuesday. So yeah, I just wanted to share with people that the amount of things that we have a problem with, I'm sick of hearing it. It's been going on for donkey's years, and that's why I'm going to tell you a little story in a minute that's just going to let you know that, you know, this hasn't changed. This industry hasn't changed. I think we all know that. The excesses, the labor rates, the bullying, the parts discounts, courtesy car, the amount of things that we have to give out. And it really annoys me, because I saw a video this week, and I'm going to be sharing something about that as well. So I did say last year, you know, I do want to get on with insurers. As an industry, we need to get on together, because we should be helping each other. And because ultimately there's a customer that needs looking after, but we don't work together. And that's the reality of it. Jason, how are you, matey? Hope you're well. Great to have some of you guys popping back in, of course, especially when I didn't tell anyone that this was going live. So big apologies. But I'm going to start off. I'm going to kick straight in, so you get some content now, because I'm not going to be here too long tonight because of me cold. But I'm going to tell you a little story. And again, if you guys have got any stories like this, I really want to hear them. I'm quite happy to share them anonymously, but I'd like to know the stories and the problems that you have. Now, I'm going back probably 15, 20, could even be 20 years ago. And this story is pretty horrific, really. So it was one of the UKI group. I had an engineer engineers that used to come into my place back in the day when they used to come in, and they used to manually look at your vehicles. Obviously, we've never had approvals for anybody, never wanted them. So the engineers would come into my place, and I found this absolutely outrageous, of course, because I kind of sit back doing all the business development while my brother looked after the body shop and all the other staff. So the engineer would come in, and he would he'd look at our estimate, and he would just do his report, and he would leave it and go. So it started that it just suddenly, overnight, I don't know what happened, whether Direct Line or UKI Group or whoever it was, decided to say, you know, you've got to go and do this. But this engineer would come into our place. He was the Birmingham engineer, and he would come in and he would do this. And for instance, if we had an estimate that was about £1,200 labour, he would come in and he would leave it at, again, no paint discounts for us because we're not approved and all that. He would give out massive paint discounts, all these parts discounts, and the labour would be something like 400 quid. Now, this was for a £1,200 labour job. So we were sorry about the buzzing. That's one of my cameras have gone off. I haven't got time to go and stop that. But so this would, and this wasn't once. This was every job. So we were rowing and we were arguing, and all we want to do is repair cars. That's what we want to do in this industry. So I got quite annoyed by this, and I'd had enough. I was asking about for people. I was contacting Direct Line and the UKI groups and NIG and trying to fix the problem, but they weren't listening again. So this backed me into a corner because we had about, I don't know, I think it's 4, 5, 6 jobs in 1 week where the labour was halved. And I just thought, we just can't do this. The customers are loyal. They're going to stay with us. We've been here a long time. We were approved for different manufacturers, etc. So I decided to take this to challenge it. And how did I challenge it? The only way, because me talking to everybody I could talk to, the only way to do this was to threaten court proceedings and go through with it. So I did. I picked 3 jobs and I threatened to issue proceedings and said, look, all I want to do is sort this out properly. I want to work with you, but if we can't, I'm not having this abuse to my company. So what I did was I banned the engineer. I told him, go, never come back to my premises ever again, because I'm sick of that. It was literally a Mickey tape, the way they were taking so much money off the job. I contacted the insurers and said, look, this is what I'm going to do. They weren't interested. So I just cracked on. They thought I was blagging. And what I did, because I'm very clever when I go to court, I don't like to make mistakes. And I always like to have a very sensible trick up my sleeve. So I put it in writing and said, please sort this out. I'd like to work with you. And if you're not going to work with me, I've got to issue the court proceedings and we'll go to court. I never got a response. Quite shocked because I thought somebody would speak to me. I continued and issued proceedings. Again, I put in the proceedings. I went and paid and got an independent engineer's report for all of the jobs that I issued proceedings on. Now, Dean, how are you, buddy? Hope you're well. Happy New Year, my mate. Great to see you joining in. And again, thanks for joining in, because I forgot totally to tell everyone about this. Now, if you've been listening to the story, what actually happened was I issued the court proceedings, but I got a independent engineer to come in and do an estimate using the same Audatex system that we used, that the insurer used. Now, this is where it kind of blows your mind. This is all true. The estimate that I'd prepared, or my guys had prepared, was, for instance, just one job was £1,200, and the insurer came in at £580, nearly half. One of them they had halved. So I got the independent engineer to come and do the reports. Independent engineer was within an hour on all 3 jobs of ours. We're all using Audatex. So how can my estimate and an independent engineer estimate be the same, but the insurance one was nearly half? Now, this is where it got for me. I actually wanted to go to court, couldn't wait to get to court, because imagine sitting in front of a judge and saying, well, Mr. Judge, there's my estimate, which is £1,200 labour, and there's an independent engineer using the same system, Audatex, and his is £1,200. But unfortunately, some reason, the insurance using the same system is nearly half. Imagine having to explain that to a judge. Now, I couldn't wait, because I really thought an engineer would turn up, and I thought we'll go to town on this. And I'll have a real good field day, because I don't know how anyone's going to get out of that in front of a judge. The same system, 2 people have got it exactly the same, and one's got it way out. Anyhow, basically, I didn't get a response to what I'd issued on. It came to about 12 grand, and no one replied. I got summary judgment, And from getting summary judgment, of course, I got costs and I got everything else that I needed. So I got way more than I was supposed to get. I didn't want way more. All I wanted was what I was supposed to get. Now, I actually thought, okay, we've been to court. I've proved a point here. Hopefully now that they've seen this, we'll sort this out. The story got worse. After the court case, thinking everything would get better, I got a phone call from a guy who worked at the insurance company, who actually called me personally, tracked me down, and actually phoned me and said, the guy that you've just banned from your workshop, he's got brothers and they're police. I was like, wow, really? You phoned me up to tell me this? I actually thought it was a joke. This guy was being serious. I said, I don't know what relevance that's got, but I don't care. So that conversation kind of ended quickly with me laughing at him, but it got worse. So lo and behold, I'm thinking, I've just had a great court case. I've just proved a massive point. It's time for us to work together. That's all we want to do. I just want to do, repair customers' jobs. That's hard enough. And that's where I want to put my time and effort. So I got a phone call again from Direct Line. This was at the time, or the UKI group, I should say. Maybe I shouldn't have said anything, but it's all true. So it doesn't matter. I can't be done for anything. So I got a phone call, and a guy, in fairness, as I say, it was about 20 years ago. So I can't even remember names at the moment, but a chap came down to have a meeting with me, and we were having a meeting. I actually thought, fantastic, we're now going to put all this aside and we're going to work together on a in a better manner. Wow, was I shocked. The conversation started off all polite and nice, and I'm thinking it's going to go the right way, and then this guy kind of starts again taking the mickey, really, by telling me that we need to, because Direct Line are so big and powerful, we need to do what they say, basically. And I said, well, I'm not going to do that, and I'm not going to work for those figures. We've got all these approvals and these extra, we put all this extra commitment in to be a top repair center. So the guy then turned around to me and said, if you don't play ball, I am going to close your company down. Wow. I was now thinking, you can imagine, I'm thinking this is going to go well, and I'm thinking we're going to work together now. And this guy had the cheek, he sat in front of me to say, if you don't do what we want, basically, and work with us and under our terms, we're going to close your company down. You can imagine, I'm 6'4", probably 20 years ago, a lot angrier than I am now. And I told him to get out before I threw him out. And I actually laughed at him because I said, how do you think you're going to close my company down? I don't have any approvals. I get all my own work, and I've been here for 20 years, and we're very, very busy because we're very good at what we do. It's the dealerships and the manufacturers that send me work. So how are you going to close me down? But that was the threat that I got from this insurer, where you can imagine I was absolutely blown away to get that. The whole situation that happened within 1 year, which I was blown away. The reason I'm telling you that story is because it's a very true story that happened. As I say, I think it was probably 20 years ago now. But is the industry any better than that now? Because I've got to be honest, you'd have thought technology and everything else, the way we're all moving on, things would be better. And I'm not so sure it is. So I was really disappointed in that, of course. And I watched something today. In fairness, the last few weeks, just before Christmas, just after Christmas, I've seen some things that have kind of sparked my anger again from insurers. And one of them is a video. There's a couple of videos I've seen now from credit hire solicitors, from insurance sides, and from insurers, in my opinion, portraying things as not correct. And so that really annoyed me, what insurers are doing. They're now sending videos to their customers, telling them that independent repair centers are no good, telling them they get different benefits and stuff, which I'm going to analyze, and I'm going to break it down. And I'm actually I want you guys, as I obviously this is, again, information is key. I want you to share with me the problems that you've had, that you've come across. It will be 100%. I won't say anything to anyone. I will put it in such a way that the story gets out, but it won't be any names, of course, on it. But I want to know what's happening out there. It's similar to what I've had happen. I'm pretty sure there's people out there that had things happen. Like myself, I decided to just not tell anyone and just crack on. But I think this needs to be shared. And the reason is I don't think the industry is getting any better. And insurers, what I'm showing you there, when they get pushed into a corner, that they don't work with you, they come out worse, which isn't good. So I'm hoping the times have moved on. I'm hoping again that we can, people keep saying you'll never change things. So I wanted to put it out there that, things can get pretty rough. But at the same token, our industry at the moment is very rough. So I'm going to come out just for a bit of fun with with Blago Insurance, Blago Car Insurance. We're shite. One call, we can blag it all. So as you can imagine, that's what it says on the tin. I'm going to sort of expose a little bit about what insurers are incorrectly doing, should I say. So I want to know these stories, and I'm going to turn the story like I am actually going to do a video, because I've decided that because the insurers are sending videos to their customers, of course, they're sending videos to their customers, telling them things that, in my opinion, aren't true. And this is very recent that this has just happened. So I'm quite shocked at that. And I've decided that if they're going to send videos to my customers, telling them that and this is a video link now, so somebody's actually like me talking to them saying, hey, I'm so-and-so from so-and-so insurance, and if you choose to, and you can imagine what goes on from that, and it really does anger me, because they're telling things that aren't true to people, which I think is pretty outrageous, if I'm honest. So yeah, I'm going to do a video pretty similar. I'm going to analyze what they're saying, and I'm going to tell it back in a better way, and I'm going to do the same. I'm actually going to tell them why we're better than an insurer, because that's what they're doing to us. And I'm going to find out if I can share the video, because the video I believe is out in the domain. If it's out on the domain, I can share it. If it's something that I shouldn't have had hold of, I won't. But I will do as I say, I'm going to do a video now that I'm actually going to send out to my customers. And I'm quite happy that when I've done that video, if there's any of the Crash Clinic guys out there that want the video, to be able to send that link, which will sell your services and tell your customers why you're better than using an insurance approved repair center, you're welcome to it. Now, I've got nothing against insurance approved repair centers, of course, but we're on a level playing field here. And if people want to work together, insurers are going to be nasty about independence, especially when there's a shortage of garages and there's wait till my video is going to explain there's a 3-month waiting list, and they will make you wait because they want to get a massive discount, so I'm going to put it back to because if now I know what's happening to my customers. I did this many years ago with letters, and I want to get it out there first. So now every time, the first minute I get a customer, once this video is done, they will get an email with the link saying, please watch this video. And I'm going to start. We've got the beauty now to start, we didn't have before, to actually start communicating with our customers and explaining why we're better than insurance approved repair networks or insurance approved the path that they have to take and why. I'm going to explain about their excesses. I'm going to explain about labor rates, and I'm just going to give them a full story, and it's going to go down on a link, and it's going to be sent straight to my customers so they are aware fully of what's going on when it happens. It will explain green parts. It will explain lots of stuff like that. But I'm going to send them out, because I'm not allowing. It's really angered me that insurers got the audacity to send that out to customers, to say that, especially when they don't know nothing about half of us that are absolutely brilliant. And I believe independents will give a better service. Why? Because we're independent. We rely on it. It's our business. It's our family. Most of us are family businesses, and we're going to go bend over backwards to give a better job. So I'm going to tell my customers that, And I think, as I say, I'm going to do a nice professional video. It'll be with the Crash Clinic logo on it. So anybody who wants to send that to their customers, you're more than welcome. Again, send the link, and I'll be explaining why your customers should be using you as well. So you can see already I'm fired up for this year, where we're going to have some really great. I've been saying, oh, let's get on with insurance. It's been on. I'm going to give it as it is. Yes, I want to get on with insurance. I want to change the industry, and I want us to work together. But I actually believe we pussyfoot too much, and insurers just bully us. And I'm one of these that I like to be pushed into a corner and come out fighting. You can either dip or you can come out fighting. And I've decided I've been in this industry long enough. I haven't got that long left anyway. So I'm going to fight for us guys. And like I said to you before, if you haven't joined Crash Clinic, really, this is the year to do it, because just like I did 20 years ago, I'm going to take these issues all the way, the proper way, to get an answer, to get something finished and put to bed, that we've all got an answer where we can say, sorry, you're not right. You're not charged. We're not doing it for £28 an hour, and here's why. And you're not doubling that excess. I'm going to challenge the lot. But obviously I'm going to need some help to do that. I need information from you guys, and we need the membership to start working, because that will fund me to be able to take these issues that are going to predominantly help your businesses. So again, if you know what I was doing last year, I'm very passionate about it this year. Please join in. We're going to be here every week talking about everything. So I want to hear your issues, I want to hear your problems, and that's where we're going this year. It's going to be a lot of fun. Dean, great. Top idea. Group repairers are killing off independents. Yeah, exactly, Dean. Group repairers and these networks. So we've got to do something about it. We've got to stand up for ourselves big time, in my opinion. Or I've noticed that some of these networks are increasing. So they know there's a lack of work. They know they're going to have more power the bigger they are. So we've either got to, grow ourselves and become bigger, which is what the social network's about. Crash Clinic is about us coming together to have that power. But we'll talk about that again in the future weeks, of course, because you can see things happening now. Last year, probably not so much. Now you can see quite clearly and quite openly happening, but we're still being scrubbed by insurers, which I just think is really, really wrong. Jason, how we doing, matey? Jason actually got out of the industry, I think it was last year or the year before, wasn't it, Jason? 1991, GRE did the same thing to our director at Express Coachworks. He said these words: "You will toe the line or we will close your business within months." Wow. See, I thought I was the only one, but I'm not. They took all the GRE jobs away, and we lost 11 staff and struggled for months. Dennis threw him out and never looked back. He would be turning in his grave now, seeing our industry he loved torn apart. See what I mean? It's, I thought I was the only one. Obviously, I'm not. And this is what I want as a network, guys. We really do need to share these. If this is, what kind of things are happening now that we all need to be aware of, because if we don't know what's happening out there to each other, we can't protect ourselves against it. We can't fight against it. Straight away, we've got excesses, labor rates. For me, parts discounts. What the heck is that about? I've got certain cars I can only get 5% discount on, and special order parts, and they want, don't go there. Then we've got the paint discounts. Oh, they go, because you're making a little bit of money on your paint. Well, when you insure your car, they're making money. Of course they are. But why is it you're making a little bit of money on your paint? So we want some of that. I just don't get this industry anymore. It's big. I actually think it's worse than it was back in the 80s. And as I say, I think we've got a very strong, because of social media, because of the platforms we've got, I think we've got the best time to make some changes, because we can stand up. And I'm happy to be the man that will front it and go to court on certain issues. I need your help. I need information from you. And yeah, I need you to join Crash Clinic so I can have a little bit of fun to do that. And trust me, I will be doing that. And I'll be sharing it every week as we're doing it. Am I going to make myself a target? Probably. But you know what? I've been there before, done it before. Not bothered. What I'm bothered about is helping us guys, helping the independents. And if we join together, we will have that power. You need, if we can come together, we can be a force to be reckoned with. If we want to stay singular, I keep saying it, we won't be a force to be reckoned with, and we will disappear individually and slowly. And not just because of the way we're treated, because it's like a lot of people in this industry are getting so fed up with it. People are shutting the doors because they're fed up. People are shutting the doors because they're not making any money. There's a lot to fix in this industry, and I think we need to, again, I'm not going to keep going on about it because I keep saying it. We need to come together in a big way. Jason, again, this is a major problem. The problem is customers see us ripping off the insurance, ripping off the insurance companies, and most people who pay for their insurance won't disagree with the insurance companies because they are making threats to them, obviously, about guarantees and excess. Well, that's part of what I've just seen in this video, Jason, where they've actually said, we're not ripping them off. That's the sort of that's what they want to portray. But we're not ripping them off, of course. We just want to do a good job and get paid for it. But yes, these videos and letters that insurers are sending out to their customers are trying to, downgrade our services. And I just think we've got to, I'm not allowing it to happen. I'm going to have a video and I'm going to do it this week. Sorry, as soon as my cold's gone, I'm going to do this video and it's going to go out to every single customer, no matter what. As soon as I get the job estimate quote, it will go with the link. So people are gemmed up what insurers are going to do if they try and catch them, if they try and stop them. And I'm going to try and explain a bit of their rights. And I want to take our rights and their rights further. This is where we will win legally. That's because in fairness, over years and years ago, I happen to know it. Our industry was terrified of insurers. We were, and that's why they started these bullying tactics that happened to me and have happened to Jason's ex-bosses there. So we've got to stop it all happening. We've got to make sure it doesn't happen again. And legally is the only way you can do that. So I'm happy to front it. Good or bad for insurers, I don't know, but I'm not bothered. Sorry, Dad, I lost your link. Please email me and we'll help and support you all the way. I'm coming to an end also, Darren, and would like to be a part of your journey. Dean, fantastic. That's great to hear because, I've sort of had I really thought that if insurers, we know there's a capacity problem. So why aren't insurers working with us? And there's something that I keep saying for years, which really annoys me about this industry. If I was an insurer looking for a nice network of repairers, realistically, what's the first step? Well, I've had a network of repairers in one of my other businesses. So what would you do? You would go and search and find good repairers and ask them to be part of your network. That's what I would do. And that's what I did before. I had a fantastic network. Anyone who was one of our auto claims repair centers, we had an absolutely incredible network of repairers. I've never, ever heard of an insurer contacting anybody and saying, hey, I hear you're a good repairer. We'd like you on our network. Because you don't get that. You go, hey, can you do jobs for £28 an hour? Will you give us all this paint discount and that discount and this discount and courtesy cars and free storage and free this? Wow, you're on the network, mate, if you'll give us it. And that's how bad it is. It's as simple as that to become an approved repairer. And that's, again, this is what people need to know. People need to know the truth. And if insurers are going to continue to do this, which I've seen, what I call underhanded tactics, which I don't think is nice. And I think that's probably what sparked me off, if I'm honest, because it just reminded me of 20 years ago when I saw this video. And I thought, you know what? We've got social media now and we've got the same links that you've got. And I actually think we, as independents, although the insurer thinks they can get to the customer first, they just quickly insure them online, take their money. We talk to them. We get the trust in them. We're the ones who are at forefront speaking to the customers. The customers come and see us. We've actually got the upper hand because we can talk to them. We're the ones giving that fantastic service. But years ago, you see, when we didn't have all these communications, the customers thought it was the insurers that's giving them this service. They thought it was the insurer that's supplying the courtesy car, doing them a favor. But we all know it's not. The insurers still sit there and go, yes, we will give you a courtesy car. No, you won't. The repair center will give you a courtesy car because they're being bullied by you to give one. It's now an expected part of the job. An insurer doesn't want to pay for that either. So to me, I'd love to go back to the history. If anyone knows the story of when, why, and how somebody actually started giving courtesy cars out free, they need throttling because that caused an ongoing problem that's been here for years, of course. I want to change the industry. There is a simple way of changing this industry. And I mean it, a real simple way. I do not like solicitors. If there's a solicitor out there watching, I'm very sorry for that. I do not like solicitors that run accident claims. Why are we in a period that solicitors are running accident claims? What is that about? Solicitors are supposed to give us legal advice and sort out our legal problems, but now they're running claims for insurers. It's absolutely, because it's a mess. I mean, if you think of the fees these solicitors, let's face it, a solicitor earns his money by going to court, by earning legal fees, by all this. So a solicitor doesn't want to settle a claim nicely. A solicitor wants it to go to court. They want to have fights. And that's what's going on in the industry. And these insurers think these solicitors are their best friend and helping them. Oh, no. We all know there's a major problem, not just in the getting cars repaired. There's a major problem with claims at the moment. Claims inflation. Everyone's talking about, oh, claims are going through the roof. Of course they are. You're paying solicitors to run your claims. A solicitor does not want to settle a claim nicely. A solicitor does not want to agree a claim because that's not where he earns his money. He wants to go to court and then pretend to you he saved you a load of money. It's quite simple. And these are the factors I'm out to prove. And again, there's a very simple way that would fix this industry. So I'm not going to come out with it all too quick. There's private things we need to talk about. There's things we need to, this year, my aim is to get the app up and running. And I've been saying it, but I had a lot of problems last year. Get the app up and running. And then so we can actually communicate offline. At the moment, this is online. I want to have, I'm virtually there, where we'll be able to hold this once a week on the website where we talk amongst ourselves, no one else, and this won't go live. The odd ones will go live that I think we can share, but then we'll be able to talk in depth between ourselves that will be hidden, and I think it's going to be fantastic. It's really needed. Can't wait to hear from everybody, of course. I'm going to give up my Tuesday night where I'm coming to talk to everybody, produce content for you guys where we can really, really talk. So looking forward to it, and I just want you guys. We really got busy last year, and loads of people were joining, and it was getting fantastic. If I'm honest, I was really looking forward to a Tuesday night myself because we were sharing information and talking, and that's where we need to get to. Jason, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Direct Line started the courtesy car things, and others followed suit. It soon became a thing around 1996. Could well be, but I do know that I started my company in 1989, I think it was, or 1989. And within 2 or 3 years, I was providing courtesy cars because we realized you had to. So that was a bit earlier than that. So wasn't me. I didn't start it. It was already running. So I had to sort of join in the area to get the work, of course. But yeah, it's horrible situation, that. So something that I'm really annoyed about. We're gonna have some great content this year. We're gonna share some great stuff, but I really do want some great stories from you guys. And like I say, I'm here to share, expose, discuss, try and get things better, but I'm not going to sit here and try and say I'm going to try, and with your help, I know we can make a difference. That's a big thing. Just making a difference is a huge thing. And we can do it together. I promise you that we can do it together. I just need your backing, and I'm going to get legal. We're going to talk about these issues. We're going to hide it behind the doors, and we'll come back with some ammunition where we can start winning things. I promise you that. And we'll it's going to be a really interesting year. Phil, how are we doing? Contrary to this, I actually had another claim with Direct Line in the past fortnight. Second time in 2 years, and the courtesy car has been provided, not by a body shop. Wow. Phil, fantastic. Don't get me wrong. If that is the case, is it because no one's got courtesy cars? Is it because they're getting desperate? Or again, are they happy to pay Enterprise or these other companies, these Hertz and all these other people? They're happy to pay them some money for their cars. Why wouldn't they be happy to pay a body shop some money for their cars? It always confuses the life out of me. Why wouldn't they be happy to say, thank you, body shop, for supplying the car. Here's a little bit of money to help you out. Anyway, and they can give it to their customer free, because they don't give it free. They don't give nothing free. They charge for everything, even the legal expense insurance, all the other little add-ons that they put on. They charge for everything. It's just us mugs that give it for free because they bully us. Right then, I've just started with a few. I'm going to start throwing these out again just so I can start. Last year, it gave us a really good feel in the industry. It got us some nice talking points, and we started to understand what's going on in the industry. And so I'm going to start throwing these out again, ready for every Tuesday where we can discuss them. And hopefully, again, guys, please bring me the issues that you want to see talked about, because that will really help us, of course. Phil, again, fantastic. I've said previously, Direct Line are really difficult to deal with as a body shop, but as a customer, I've had 2 serious claims with him, and the service was pretty good. Phil, fantastic. I mean, don't be wrong. As I say, I'm here to try and bridge a gap with insurers. And I think Direct Line, to be fair, have been very good. They're very proactive. They're very quick. But they've had the bad days. You know, I was there 20 years ago. Maybe they've learned and moved on. Some of them haven't. As I say, there's a video I've watched this week which really shocked me. I just thought, why do they do that? Instead of telling their insured that we're no good, what they should be doing is telling them why they're so good. But the reality is they can't, because we are so good. But I just think it's wrong. It's really wrong. But anyway, we're going to address all of these. Maybe in a couple of months we can get an insurer on the show to discuss some of these issues. I would love that. Whether they will or not, I don't know. But let's see what happens. If there's anyone out there that wants to come on the show and talk about repair centers, the problems, I'd love to hear from you. I'm sure everybody would make a great show. And do they want to make any steps to make things better or not? This would be an interesting thing to find out. But we'll push it. I'll make some contacts. I'll write to people, and we'll get the answers back that'll tell us bog off. Or they'll come on the show. Let's see. It's going to be a fun year. Right then, while I was away, of course, I haven't been around since October because of what happened. I'm not going to keep going on about that. Big apologies. But in that time, I've sort of October, November, December, January, I've had a good chunk of time away from the business. And I sort of got back, and I'm sitting there going, has it got any better? You know, the labour rates, we were getting all this news about labour rates in October coming in, and all these other things, parts and all these problems that we had. And I was thinking, surely things have got a lot better. So now I'm coming back to the business. Hopefully there's some good news out there for a change. And so I decided I'll put a few posts out and let you guys tell me if that's the case, so I could catch up. Again, that's what we're here to share information with each other. So the first one I put out was, I've been away for a few months. Is the industry getting any better? And unfortunately, there was, and this is a good amount of votes on this one as well, which was 266 votes that said 62% said no. So it was a little bit saddening to see, but then 25% said it is, and 13% unsure. So I'm gonna sort of split that, really, that it's just over a 50-50, isn't it? If you add the 13% to the 23, you're getting 38% that are sort of saying, yeah, you know, we don't know, or yes, it is getting better. Maybe the labour rates have gone up. Maybe we've got some nice things happening out there, which we all need. I don't know. You know, we know that we all need change. Is it happening? Not too sure. So that then leads me on to the next one, of course, which is, you have to bear with me because I've got to bring these. I've forgotten how to do this since the last time I was here, so it's going to take me a touch longer, but we will get there, because the next one was have labour rates increased? Because this was all the talk in October, November, December. You know, we've got the ABP saying they're increasing theirs, and I know a lot of people, a lot of work providers have started to increase their labour rates. Now, the reason I put this one up is that I came back and I got to my desk, you can imagine, with a few months off, with lots of paperwork. And in that paperwork, I was quite shocked that I still had letters from people saying, you know, we want to send you work. We want to send you work. A lot of people still looking to place work at £28 an hour. So you can imagine, straight in the bin for me. So I just thought, have these labour rates increased? Because they're still there, because this was recent. This was over the December stroke January, start of January period, where people are still asking. Now, the only thing that can be doing this is some of you guys must be out there doing labour rates for £28 an hour. Because if these people are asking, if everybody said, no, we're not doing that labour rate, they won't ask because they can't get it done for that. So again, this is where I think we really need to come together to sort of say, what's our new base rate? What, you know, over the term, we generally get, everyone sort of knows, middle of last year, I think it was sort of 35 to 40 pound was the going kind of rate that was nice to be able to get. And it's obviously blown out of the water now because gas has gone through the roof, electric's gone through the roof, etc. We don't really have a pattern to work out how much it is. It's because it's going to take, because it's all still going up. So I think it's over the next couple of months we'll find out exactly our overheads, costs, and how bad everything is. And I'm interested, I don't mean just one of us, I mean, as in general, the majority of us, to find out where is this labour rate going to settle now? Because it looks like, you know, 63% here. Have the labour rates increased in 2023? And it looks like 63% have said, yes, it's getting better. Matthew, great to hear from you. It's not just the labour rate. Menu pricing is equally as important. Yes, of course. Well, this is where we need, you know, really, we should be breaking everything down to see where we're going cost-wise. Already, I've noticed that all the COVID costs and cleaning costs are all being kicked off invoices and stuff again. Rightly so, wrongly so. COVID's still around in Japan. I've got the flu. Should we be doing this as a matter of cause now? Lots of things that, again, as I say, I think need discussing this year, and only from us sharing the information between each other can we help each other. So again, the next one that I thought is, I know there was a lot of discussion about this last year, which was, of course, the parts availability. Is that getting any better? So this was pretty good because this guy, I'm trying to just catch up with where I've left off from last year because things were getting really good. You know, we're all joining in. Terry, how you doing? You've missed me. Great story, Terry, about the insurers in the old days, 20 years ago. It'll be on the video at the start. It's probably worth having a little look at when we've finished because it's kind of unbelievable. But now Jason shared a story as well. It is believable and it was going on. So is it going to go on again? I don't know. Phil, which contracts are rejecting your COVID relating costs? I will find that out because, again, I'm happy to share all the information. I would be lying because I've only been told today that 2 of them have been kicked off and I didn't get the insurer. You can probably hear I'm a bit of a flu. Wanted to get this done. So I will get the information, though, because this is information that's key to us to share. Parts, is the availability getting better? So, again, no, said 72%. So straight away, I've just sort of come back, getting back into the business and realized that, wow, we're still having a major problem with getting parts. That was quite a shock because I really believed and thought and hoped that things would really start to get a bit better now. You know, surely all the car parts weren't made in Ukraine. You know, got the whole of the world, especially China, all these other places. So I'm quite shocked that, I don't know, maybe someone else can pipe in on that one and help me with, you know, why isn't it getting any better? That's a bit of a worry because in my own opinion, I think it should, it should be getting better. So again, because we know that's going to cause us all a lot of problems. And let's just jump in on here. What's this one now? We've got green parts. This was a really good sensitive issue. Are we using more? Now, I thought this was a really interesting one to share because I'm not going to lie. This is something over the years I've always been against. I've openly said it's wrong. A person pays their insurance. They should get, they should get their car repaired properly with new parts. Who would want second hand when you're paying, some of the insurance rates that are out there? The insurer should fix your car properly. But we're now in a time where we can't get parts. And it's been some time now. So now we're faced with different issues. When parts were readily available, I always said, you know, you should put new parts on the cars, and I was a heavy one where I wouldn't do door skins. I wouldn't do the. For me, if it required a skin, it was a door, because that's just the way I like to operate. But now we're in a total different environment. You can't get parts, you can't get cars repaired. It's no good for us. It's no good for the customers. It's no good for the insurers. So obviously in the last few months, my own vein of thought has changed. It's switched to, you know what? I've even phoned customers and said, hey, your car's in our yard and it's going to be there for 6 months. Would you like us to find you not a reconditioned, a quality used part is what I say, not a green part, because I think that's trying to disguise what's actually going on. I like to be open, upfront and honest. So would you like us to get you a quality used part? Well, you'll never know the difference, but you'll get your car back in the next couple of weeks. And the customer's gone, fantastic, more than happy. Will the warranty still be there? Yes, of course, no problem at all. Brilliant. So I've had to change my vein of thought now to say, you know what, it actually isn't that bad. We can do it. Should we do it? I don't know. It's open to debate. And will it change again when things get better? If things get better. But at the moment, it's quite interesting to see that green parts, are we using more? We've got, it's literally, look at that, 33, 33, 33. Yes, we're having to. Yes, we want to. No, we won't use them. So it's kind of, I'm going to double up with the yeses, because that gives us, well, it doesn't actually, does it? Because I suppose I'm in with the, you know, yes, we're having to, because no, I won't use them. If it's got to get a car out quicker, I will definitely do that, of course. Benefits us, benefits the customer. Everything has to benefit the customer, in my opinion. And we've got the middle crew, so yes, we want to. So there's obviously, it's a really interesting stat, that, because usually things are quite high one way or the other. And yeah, that's an interesting one, because we all know the parts are a problem. The green parts give us a great conversation, and I don't think we'll ever stop talking about this green situation, because like now, it does suit us as repairers. It definitely does suit us, because we've got to get cars out the door. We don't get cars out the door, we don't earn any money, of course. So that then obviously led me on, after what we've been talking about, to the next one, which is bum, bum, bum. Shouldn't have said this. Still having problems with insurers, because like I said to you, there's a couple that I saw the video that popped up where, you know, that I now know that insurers are sending a video to their customers to tell them not to use us, or what, not to use us, kind of cleverly to say you shouldn't use them because they're not as good as us. They won't give you the guarantees. They won't give you a courtesy car, which we all know is a load of rubbish. But that's the video that's being sent out to our customers to try and win the job back themselves. I don't know why they want to do it, because they want to say, oh, we just want to add you to the queue, the 3-month waiting list, which is wrong. But it's so yeah, it kind of angered me a bit. So I wanted to know it, because that then made me think of the old story that I had 20 years ago. And I wanted to know if people are still having problems with insurers, because in fairness, I haven't had many problems with insurers. We've had some, of course, and I think we're starting to get more. A couple of issues recently again where we're arguing and we're yeah. So I wanted to know, are you guys having problems? Because information to us all being shared is really key to our success. And yes, it looks like 80% are stating that they're still having problems with insurers. Is that going to get any better? And again, as I say, last year for me was great, because we really started to share information. We really started to, you know, there was lots of people on the show every week, and we were getting more and more people joining in. And that's what we need. We need to share this information to find out where we're going, how we're going to fix things. Like I've told you, this year for me, I'm an angry dude at the moment. So I am there to take on the challenges. I just need your backing. I will happily take the insurer to task on issues that we as the independent network feel are wrong. I'm happy to do it. And I'm going to touch wood, because I've over 30 years, I've never lost a court case. So, you know, I'm happy to do it. I'm happy to take it. I'll need some help doing it, but I really think, you know, these little issues that we're all, labour right, doubling excesses, I'm sick of it. And I'm pretty sure you guys are. It's been going on far too long. So why don't we challenge it? I'm happy to run it. Like I've told you, I'll pick it cleverly. Of course, I'll pick it cleverly. We'll run it to court and we'll find out legally what is right, what is wrong. And I think if we can, like I said to you, we win a couple of those, it will change the industry. And I know we can do it. And that's what I'm out to do, guys. Do need your help. That's what Crash Clinic is all about, us coming together. So, don't forget that. That's what, and this year more than ever, I'm up for the challenge. I'm up for the fun. I'm there to help. It's down to you guys. You're key to the whole lot. Right, the last one. What is your biggest issue currently with key-to-key times? When I did this, I actually thought after, big apologies, because you should be able to tick every one, but we decided, what is the biggest issue? Because we know they're all issues, but what's the biggest issue that you're actually having? So it still seems that parts supply is the biggest issue. A backlog of work capacity is not too big an issue. It is an issue. I've got to be honest, I thought engineers' response times may be a little higher than that, because I know we seem to get a lot of problems when you get a supplementary estimate going. The engineers they seem to take a long time there. And I know from LinkedIn, listening to some other people on LinkedIn, that engineers in general are taking a long time to get to respond and to authorize jobs. So that one shocked me a little bit, if I'm honest. I thought it would be higher. The courtesy car one, yeah, because really, if you've got them, if you haven't, that's not too bad. Parts supply is definitely the biggest problem we've got. I don't know how we fix that. And I don't know when it's going to get any better, because I actually honestly believed it would be getting better by now. And obviously it's not, which is a shame. So parts, still the biggest problem. We've got problems with insurers, and we've got lots of problems to fix. So I'm wondering if we can get your help, of course. I'm going to be here every week because I want to start getting this back together. I am away next week. I've took a few days to get a break, try and get rid of this flu. And it's sort of, getting me all geared up and fired up for an exciting year with Crash Clinic, where we can start making changes, because I've had enough. I really have. And I know a lot of other people have had enough of the way it's going. We're fed up. We're going to be saying this in 6 months, next Christmas, next January. No, we're going to have changes made by then. I want this to be the year where we go, wow. Even if we fail, we've got to try. We've got to do something, because it can't get any worse. Seriously can't get any worse, can it? And I think you'll all agree with that. So come on, let's get together and let's talk, pick the issues, pick them carefully, and let's go for it. Brett, I'm our PM regarding Green Parts. We've got something starting in the background at the minute, which could be interesting for the group. Fantastic. Ultimately, 99% of customers choose their insurance based on price. Brett, like the sound of this, matey. I'm anything for coming together and helping the group. Everybody that puts the time into this, you guys, I can't wait to start making changes, making things happen. But again, let's get together. I'm going to try and look early part of this year of having a get together where we can get together in a room, have a real debate, and bash these serious issues around, and then find out who are the serious players, who really wants to see change. Everyone, I hear a lot of talk in this industry, but nothing gets done. And I have had phone calls where, and I'm not going to name people, but a lot of people have phoned me and said, I'll tell you this, but keep it quiet. Why are we scared of insurers? Wow, it's a funny industry. We're all in it. We're in it together, so we can either make it better together. We're stronger as a network, of course. If we can come together as Crash Clinic and have a big voice to the insurers, if we stuck our standards together, and all said we can get your work through, but you know what? This is the way we work. This is the way we're going to do it. I wonder how many repairers we can actually have in the group. We could be a massive player, but it's down to us to do it. Down to us to come together. Only we can make the changes. And everybody matters. It's not about me. It's not about anyone individual. It's the power is together. And if we come together, I really believe we'll make some changes. I need your support on the site. If you'll join the site, it will give me a little bit of backing to be able to take these things to task. I can't do it all on my own. I need some help. I'll put a lot of time and effort into it, but I do need a bit of help. $39.99 a month's nothing, but that will accumulate when I've got to take things to court and start fighting things in a better manner. And I'm happy to do that. Guys and girls, it's been great. to be back. Big apologies. I totally forgot to promote it and let you all know that the show was going on. But my head's been all over the place, of course, so I deserve a couple of weeks to get back into the swing of things. I even like now, I've forgotten how everything works because it has been 4 months since I've been doing this, and you do forget, don't you? Because it was every week, it was flowing nice, and we were getting some great content and some great interest and some great conversations coming back from you guys. So we will get there. I want 2023 to be a big year for us all, and I want it to be the year that we make changes. As I say, I'm fired up for this year, so I want your support this year. Not next year, the year after. It's too late. We need to do it now. I keep saying that. So let's come together. Let's really try and make a difference, guys. If we fail, at least we've tried. There's a saying, nothing ventured, nothing gained, of course. So we've got to give it a go. You know, I want to be one of these when I'm retired saying we made a change. We came together. We did it rather than, or at least we tried, you know. I'm one of these. I'd rather go down trying than not. The insurers, I'm happy to fight. I'm happy to, if we can get together and talk about these issues, but it's not just my issues. I know we all have similar issues. I need to hear from you guys. I need you to inbox me, email me, you know, contact me and tell me what issues you're having, and I can collate it all together. And let's face it, what's going to happen this year? Everything's still going up. It's still going up quite a lot. So for me, as I said to you, you know, last year we kind of knew the rates through the year. If you're getting 35, 40 quid was slightly on the better side of it. That's nothing now. And like I said to you, I came back to contracts for 28 quid an hour. I was like, really? When I know people are struggling to get, you know, everyone's busy, everyone's rammed. We don't want to be busy fools. So, guys and girls, thank you very much for joining in, of course. I hope you enjoyed the story at the start, and it's great to hear one come back. So I know I'm not alone. There was more stories out there. We don't want to see stories like that. We want to see, you know, we want to see changes. We want to see us working with insurers, and just, I'm sure you're like me. You just want to get on and do your job and get a happy customer at the end of it. So if insurers work with us, I'm sure the whole service to customers would get better, and it benefits them. So don't get why they dislike us, but we'll let's make this year the year. Brett, good to have you back down, and see you next time, mate. Hope everyone has a great end of the month. Yes, let's all stick together and make changes, this industry for the better. Brett, couldn't have said it any better myself. You're dead right. And again, big love to everybody. Let's make this the year. Let's try sticking together. Let's make some changes. A little bit of effort from you guys, giving me the information, giving me the, you know, anything that you think we want to talk about, any issues you want sort of brought up on the show, anyone that can come on the show you think will add, you know, content or add anything better for us. Anything, I'm always here for learning and growing and getting better. And I'll keep trying, guys. I'm going to keep pressing you. And every week, I'm going to keep saying, join the site. I want to switch us talking to the site. I think once a month, we should have a closed doors. It's live like this from the comfort of your own home, where we can talk serious stuff. I think that would be fabulous, because I know we're all busy and trying to promote a meeting. We can actually do it online. I'm creating the software to do it. So again, this is what I'm trying to do, guys, all on my own. So give me some help. Join the site. Just, you know, I can pay me programmers to get things done a little bit better, and all that. The software developers, I need your help. We're all in this together. We're in the same industry with the same kind of people. And I know we all know we need change. So yeah, help me to help you. Let's come together and let's make this one interesting year. I want lots of content and lots of, let's break these insurers down. I know we can do it. And together we can achieve anything. You should know that. It's an industry where we fight hard, always have done. So let's do it. And we'll see you next week again. And join the site, help me, message me with any information. And thanks again for joining in tonight. It will get better. It's my first one back for a while. So big apologies for that. And big apologies for not telling everyone. Again, next week, we'll have some fun, guys. Take care. Have a great week. Finish the week strong. And we'll see you. Will it be next? Is it the next month? Nearly. Anyway, take care. Have a good week.